this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up! Card videos, make sure you click on that subscribe button and the bell. You'll be notified when my new videos release. Also, I give away the demo card, so if you are a first-time subscriber, you like the video, put it in my comments, hey, I like the video, and put your email. If you don't put your email, I can't talk to you. And if you're the first to make a comment with your email on there, I will contact you and I'll throw this in the mail. So you'll get a card for free. Also, if you like any of the products here, go to the contents of my video and just click on the link. You'll go directly to my Stampin' Up! Site and you can place an order. Also, if you want to be a demonstrator, I've got a huge community of all other demonstrators, and I can show you how to do all this online. So anyway, let's get to the card. So this is my Lots to Celebrate Christmas Shaker card. So we're going to be using, of course, Lots to Celebrate. We're going to use the Season's Greetings and the jar and the snowflakes. We are also going to be using Stitched So Sweetly, the two largest dies. Also in Field Die for the sentiment here. And then we're going to be using Feels Like Frost, which I absolutely love and abuse. And Snowflake Splendor and some silver foil. So let's get to it. Yay. All right, the first thing you're going to want is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 scored and folded, card base like normal. So the first thing you're going to do is take a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4 Snowflake Splendor, and it's the one that has this on the back. So let's get our base and go ahead and we can snail this on. So let's just take this and line it up with the opening. And there you go. So that's the first piece. Now the second one, let's go ahead and do the frame, the silver foil frame here. And we're going to take the Stitch So Sweetly, the two largest pieces. We're going to tape them together and take a piece of silver foil. Now, when you put this on your silver foil here, like I said, you need to tape these two together. Also, go ahead and take a pair of scissors or your cutter and cut off all the extra, because silver foil does not like going through the die cutting machine. It picks up scratches and stuff. So cut that off. And then when you go to die cut, try to use the most clean plate you've got, something with not a lot of scratches on it, so you don't scratch the inside, because we're going to take this out and we're going to just save it because, silver foil. So I'm going to go cut this and I'll be right back. This is what you're going to get after you cut. So let's go ahead and remove this and take this piece out and save it for later. And then take this out and you've got your frame. Now, while you're doing that, go ahead and make another one because we're going to use it on the inside as well. So I'm going to go make another one and I'll be right back. After you make that second silver foil frame, we're going to take the two apart, take the smaller one, and you're going to take a Snowflake Splendor and take this piece here. And what I want to do, since this has a lot of different colors on it, I want to grab the most blue one here, and I'm going to make this inside here. And then also I'm going to take a piece of shimmer white while I'm cutting that anyway and make this one for the inside. So I'm going to cut the two insides and I'll be right back. Now we've got the two inside pieces. We're going to put this to the side. And let's go ahead and we're going to put this to the side because we're going to use it on the inside and one of these for the inside. All right, in fact, why don't we go ahead and do the inside? Because of this dome, it's probably a lot easier to start on the inside anyway. So let's go ahead and open it up and we're going to take another piece of the Snowflake Splendor. Now this is going to be cut 5.5 by 4/16. I gave it just a little bit of room so we can close the card. So go ahead and snail it up and start with the opening again and match it up on the bottom. And you can see how I left it a little gap so it can close. And then we're going to take that piece of white, shimmer white, and we're going to take the silver frame, and you want to go ahead and snail the white on first and get it in the middle. Okay, and then believe it or not, let's put on the silver foil frame. Now I am snailing, which you got to watch out for little webbings, because when you close your card you don't want it to stick, so just kind of give it a little brush off. And then I'm going to match these up. This will also take out a lot of the bulk of the card. I could have just put silver and then the white over it. That would have been really easy, but I didn't want to do that. One, because you're going to waste all this silver foil, and look at the piece you've got too. And then plus it cuts down on the bulk of the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some balmy blue and the snowflakes from Lots to Celebrate and stamp the middle here. I'm just doing it on the edges, and I didn't put a sentiment on this one because it just gives you a little bit more room to write whatever you want to write. So I'm just going to do this there and put one here, and then the inside of the card is done. So if you want to put a sentiment there, go for it. But I decided to go ahead and leave that blank. Now back to the front of the card. So what we need to do, how I made this shaker look like it's just, you know, it's so pretty like that, is we're going to take our jar punch, and I'm going to line this up on the very bottom left because we want it like it's spilling out snowflakes. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got all these snowflake embellishments or sequins right here, so it's like spilling out. So I'm going to take my jar punch and line it up with that dotted line because it has a nice dotted line for me from the die. And then if you hold it down halfway, you can kind of like straighten out your punch here. So I'm going to do that right there. And then you got this little thing to use on something else and take it out. Just like so. Now we're going to take a piece of balmy blue and the jar from Lots to Celebrate. And how I'm going to do this different from this card, I did this one in black and I kind of didn't like it. I finished the whole card and went, ugh, I don't like that black. So I took balmy blue and I stamped that on just a tiny piece of paper. And you want these edges to be pretty close because you don't have a lot of room here. So go ahead and do that. And then we're going to take the snowflake sequence. Now you're going to have this everywhere. It's going to go everywhere. I'm going to find it downstairs. I'll find it in the dog's bowl. Find it in my underwear tonight. This stuff just goes everywhere, so just beware. And go ahead and take these out. And then some of these are actually still like this one has like a billion of them together here. So I'm going to just kind of separate these out and try to get as much bang for my buck here. So I'm going to do that for a second and I'll be right back. I got all my sequins kind of put out here. Now, before we put the sequins together, I do want to clean off my stamp. So I took my little chamois and cleaned off the snowflake stamp and then use some Whisper White. And I'm going to stamp some stars inside, or snowflakes inside my jar here. Okay, just a bunch. All right, now to add the sequins. So make a nice big pile here and put them in the middle. Once you've got all the little sequins inside of the middle of the jar there, you're going to take the mason jar shaker dome, and there's two sides of this tape here. You want to get the bottom one, not the top one. So take the bottom piece off, and then I might have to stick my head in the camera here and then put it right over the middle. And it looks like this. Now we're going to go ahead and take off the top sticker and we're going to put it inside the frame we made. So take your frame that you cut and just line up the mouth of the jar first. Just like that. And if you've got anything sticking over the edge, like here, even part of the little shaker dome, I'm just gonna cut it off just right under that scallop without getting the scallop. I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Now that we've got the shaker already assembled, let's move on to this silver piece here. So this comes from Feels Like Frost, and Feels Like Frost is such a beautiful paper. They brought it back from last year, and I loved this particular piece, but I had no full sheet of it, and it's like, oh, I really want to use it. So what I did is I took two of these were just cut from a card class or something, and these are a 5 1/4 by 2 a piece. So I thought, well, what I could do is I can tape them together and then run this ribbon across and put it in the background and no one would know any better. So the first thing you're going to do is take a piece of Scotch tape, put these together so they're perfectly even, and Scotch tape the back. So this is a great way to use those scraps. If you've got like a particular paper that's like absolutely, you use all the time. Like I went through probably, 3 or 4 of those packs of Feels Like Frost because it was just such a fantastic DS paper. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the edge. Use it on the other side here. And boom. Now to cover up that cut. So I'm going to take my blue metallic ribbon, which is beautiful, and I cut off like 8 inches or so, and then I want to snail the curl side up. I just do the whole thing. I like when it lays down flat. And I'll put that to the side, and then I'm going to snail the back where I know I'm going to have that ribbon tuck under, and take the ribbon and put it right there in the middle and fold it over. And this is what you get. You can't even see that anymore. So that's awesome. Now let's go ahead and take our shaker dome here and let's put it on the card. And I'm not gonna, I could try to snail this as much as I can, maybe the edges, but I think I'm gonna just concentrate on the card base here. Okay, and let's try to get this straight as possible. Now we're going to take that second frame we made out of the silver foil and snail this up and put it right over the shaker part. All right. Okay. Now we can go ahead and put this on the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and snail that up a bunch and put it down. Now we need to get the sentiment going. So I'm going to take my field tile die, and I've already cut out this from that in shimmery white. I like using shimmery white for all the seasonal stuff. And then the season's greeting from the stamp set in balmy blue, and we're just going to put it right in the middle. And this was a great die for this sentiment because it just fits nicely. So there we go. Well, I took some dimensionals and put them on the back, and I'm just going to put this off to the side like so. And now I'm going to put on the ribbon. I'm taking that metallic blue ribbon again, and I'm going to make this little bow here. And I'm not the best at making bows. I kind of use the remedial way of bunny ear, tuck under, pull, and play with for, a minute. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to cut off the ends like so, because I like to do my bows with the still attached to the spool here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a glue dot and attach it on. So right there. Okay, now the last thing I need to do is, and you're probably wondering, why are the sequins all still out? Well, it's because this jar is spilling out. So I am going to put all these little sequins at the opening of the jar. So I'm going to take my fine tip glue and just put a bunch of dots down here and take these 5 million sequins and I'm going to use my take your pick tool with the putty end, which is dripping out. And I'm going to take all the little snowflakes and put them down, and then maybe push them down with my fingernail, or if you've got another pick, use the pick. And I'm just going to put down these 5 million little things, and I'll be right back. And that's the card. Look, I've got all the little sequins down there. If I had to pick up these, I literally had to lick my finger and pick them up if you want to pick up a bunch. And I don't know how one got under my glass, but you'll find these everywhere. But anyway, that's it. If you are a first-time subscriber and you like the card, put your email in the comments and I'll contact you and see if you are the one who wins the card. So first one who does it gets it. So that will do it for me. Thanks. Bye.